Hey, by the way, I was nominated for a Golden Gnome. You should vote for me. There's a link in the description. We got one more thing left before we get to go to next. I'm sure it won't be a disaster. Won't be a nightmare, if you will. Gloves. There are a bunch of them in this game, but unfortunately for most situations there's really no choice. If an enemy can be poisoned, you wear Cinderbanes. Things get a little more interesting when you're fighting poison-immune creatures. The best gloves for each combat style, excluding Cinderbanes, are not only high-level power gloves, but they each come with a special effect. Magic has Carapax wrist traps. After using Dragon Breath, your next combust within 6 seconds will do more damage and each hit will apply instantly. Melee has the Gloves of Passage. After using Smasher Havoc, your next ability within 6 seconds will deal 10% more damage, and all bleeds applied within the next 20 seconds will do 20% more damage. Finally, Ranged has the Nightmare Gauntlets. Not only do they increase the snipe ability's accuracy by 25%, but you can now cast Snipe while moving. Snipe has a long cast time, 3 ticks or 1.8 seconds. I'm sure I'm not the only person who cancels Snipe right near the end of its cast because I moved for some reason. Because I'm a silly little doofus and fighting next requires a bit of movement and she can't be poisoned, does it not make total sense for me to get these gauntlets? Nightmare Gauntlets drop from Nightmare Creatures, the soporific abomination spawned by the chaos churning within the mind of a sleeping, stillborn elder god. It's fine though, don't worry about her, she's dead. Here's the thing, the drop is stupidly rare, 1 in 10,000, but for a low price of 50 Slayer points, you can unlock the Nightmares as a Slayer task, increasing the drop rate 5-fold, bringing it down from stupidly rare to just very rare, 1 in 2,000. So this leaves us with 2 choices. Spend dozens, possibly hundreds of hours camping Nightmares off task, blowing through tens of thousands of cannonballs and an equal number of blood runes, blood barraging, just to keep myself alive, or farm Slayer points with the Jacqueline method, save resources, time, and probably my mental well-being. After all, with enough Slayer points, we can just keep canceling tasks until we get a task that we want. I think I'll go with Jackie. I've talked about it before, but here's a refresher for those who forgot, or those who've never seen the video where I talked about this. I'd link to it, but I honestly can't remember which one it was. It was probably in the Pokeslayer video. Here's a card, it might be there. Whatever, watch it anyway because I did a cute little Pokemon thing in the video, whatever. Never mind, it's simple. Since you get a Slayer point multiplier every 10 tasks, you do 9 tasks at Jacqueline, and then the 10th at Laniakea. Mandrith technically gives more points, so if you want to optimize total point acquisition, you get every 10th task from him, but a lot of his tasks are ass, and he doesn't assign Nightmares anyway, so Laniakea it is. If you really want to be super optimal here, you'd set up your block list so every task you get from Jackie is in the Lumbridge Catacombs. Just use NPC contact on the Lunar Spellbook and you never have to leave the catacombs. It's up to you. When I came to get my 10th task from Laniakea, I would cancel until I got a Nightmare task or another fast or convenient task. Soul Devourers, Corrupted Creatures, Abyssal Demons, all are super fast with melee and aggression potions. Ascension creatures aren't as quick, not nearly, but I just need a pair of Ascension grips for the drop log, and those only drop on task, so I just AFK'd Capsarii in my personal Slayer dungeon every now and then. The keys are nice to collect too. The waiting for Nightmare creatures is rather low, unfortunately, so as soon as she assigned them, I put them on my prefer list. I also made a few Headhunters throw bracelets. Sure, Cinderbanes would help me kill the Nightmares faster, but with how infrequently Laniakea assigns them, I'd rather extend every task as much as possible. The chill AFK method for this is rather simple. First, you use a dwarf multi-cannon to pull the Nightmares to you, and you stand nestled in this little corner so they all funnel toward you and stack up in a small area. Normally, spells like Blood Burst and Blood Barrage only have a 5% chance of triggering its healing effect from each ability, but with Legacy mode turned on, you heal from every hit. The drawback is that you use runes every single time you attack. The wiki has a guide, and it says you only need to use Blood Burst, and you'll only use 2,000 death runes per hour. Honestly, the wiki can be a bit iffy sometimes. Give it a whirl if you want to test it. What I did was use Aggression Potions and Oldak Coil, Animate Dead, Smoke Barrage since they're weak to Earth spells, and it doesn't need to proc as often as Blood Barrage to be useful, Revolution, and a Vampirism Aura. As long as you keep Deflect range up and use Devotion whenever possible, you shouldn't have any trouble. They also drop Sharks quite frequently, so if you need a little bit of healing, there you go. And yes, I did say Deflect ranged. They use melee, but every so often, they use a range attack that does a lion's share of the damage. It's really strong, and when you have 5 or 6 of them attacking you at once, you can get comboed really fast, so do not let your prayer fall off. And, I mean, I think everything in it is basically like you don't have to buy any expansions except for the current one.
if you want to play it. So if you bought a subscription, you could play up to like level 60. Ah, we got him. We got the gloves. We got the gauntlets. And 1,600 kills. That was probably like the most excited I've been in a video. Just usually pretty subdued. Alright, stop attacking me.
That's the gloves. Didn't expect to get them on stream, but here we are. It was toward the end of the stream, so I was ready to call it for the day, but a little bit of celebration was in order. Bite the bullet. Try an X kill. Go in basically blind, having barely skimmed the wiki strategy guide. But the last thing I wanted to do was craft my Pernix quiver from the 100 fragments I had collected from the Elder God Wars troves over the last few months. It lets you equip 2 different types of ammo and switch between them freely. Perfect for swapping between ruby and diamond criminal bolts. It also increases your damage by 4% on targets with less than 25% health. Probably not a huge contributor to total damage, but a boost nonetheless. Anyway, here's my first attempt at Nex.
Alright, let's die. Let's die to next. So should I keep running, or is that the shtick? Ah, I don't know what that was. Oh, she turned my prayer off. That's a problem. Embrace darkness? Does that mean run away? I assume that means run away from her. Ah. Okay, I got away real fast. Alright, blood time. Oh, I was supposed to be using protect from range for that second phase, wasn't I? Oh no, it's the other one. She's just standing there menacingly. What is she doing? The prayer. The pot. I don't know. Help me. I don't know. Can't do that while stunned. Oh, I died. I think that went well.
So that went about as well as you'd expect. Here's try number 2.
She just Naruto run to the center of the room. What the hell was that? Okay, that's phase 1. Uh-oh. No, don't go that way, you idiot. What the hell? Just ping-ponging myself across this arena. Oh, wait, the phase is done. Let me kill the wizard. Fill lungs with blood. Gotcha. Stop summoning the things. There we go. Okay. Crore. Died. I'm out of prayer points. Not good. Ah. My game like locked up for a second for some reason. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game. This game sucks.
Yeah, also terrible. So I called it there for the day. I decided I'd read up on the fight first, then give it another whirl. But I also realized if I did the kills on practice mode, I wouldn't need to get kill count every single time. So rather than showing off highlights or lowlights of the attempts, here is a montage of disaster.
Oh, phase 2 is right. Right, you're right.
Please don't fail me.
Does she still do the shadow trap thing during... Yeah, she does. She does. So she should stay out of melee range, right? No, I don't use a bleed. Oh, you fool. Of course. Oh, you dick. And she healed again. She keeps using me attacker. This is a mess. Keep using me attacker. My keyboard's broken. My dad worked at Jagex. Hello, monkey sputum. Jesus Christ. Die now in a prison of ice, damn it. I'm gonna die now in a prison of ice. I died now in a prison of ice. The siphon will solve this. I'm dead. I might die. I died. I do not like this boss. Yeah, prayer. Always with the prayer.
So, yeah, Nex is a problem. I could bore you with the minutia of strategy, how to handle the different phases, what specific things I could change going forward, but why bother? Until I have a good grasp of this boss, I can't really explain the ins and outs of it confidently. And if I pretended I did, then, I mean, you shouldn't believe me. All I know is that my primary problem is the ice phase. She does this ice prison attack that stuns you, turns off your prayers, and does something like 8,000 damage after a few seconds. Normally, a teammate is supposed to attack the prison and free you before you take the damage, but if you're solo, you just need to survive the damage. The strategy guide says to use freedom, resonance, and drink a power burst of vitality. The trouble is the second prison of ice. You know, most bosses have a specific cycle they go through. For Nex, it's something like 3 auto attacks, a special, 3 more auto attacks, the other special. So she does the Prison of Ice, 3 auto attacks, then a different special, which is easier to deal with. It contain this. She does like an ice thing for melee. That one's easy. Then 3 more auto attacks, then another Prison of Ice, then 3 more auto attacks, etc., and so on and so on. But a lot of the specials are easy to handle, not on the ice phase. So when she does the second Prison of Ice, freedom will be on cooldown. So you can't eat to full health because you're stunned, so then you die. Apparently, and I didn't know this at the time, you can use Power Burst of Vitality while stunned. So the better idea is to Power Burst the first prison, then Freedom the second one, if you don't DPS or fast enough. I could also use Anticipate and Ability I almost always forget about. That said, I think Nex is a boss I should put on the back burner for a bit. Come back to her later. I've realized there's nothing she drops that I'm actually interested in right now. Sure, I need the tier 80 power armor to upgrade the tier 90 power armor to tier 92, but even if I had tier 90 power armor, how much better is tier 92 really? Would it be worth stressing over Nex when there are other, much more useful bosses I could grind? So here's what I'm gonna do, and it'll still put the Nightmare Gauntlets to good use. A main hand Ascension crossbow, maybe an offhand, but definitely at least a main hand. And that means killing tens of thousands of Capsarii. But what about the Wyvern crossbow I just got, I hear you ask? The crossbow that started us down this path. Well, when you kill legions just for lulz and get a signet, it kind of makes you want to get more.
Signet 2, get stuffed.